but some of the crazy things in it. Let's plant flowers on the side of the road. Let's study impact collisions between animals and humans on the road. What about the windmills? The windmills kill so many birds, and yet they're taking us toward the Green New Deal.
Yeah, well, and another part of that Green Deal is the huge solar farm that they have out on the border of California and Nevada, thousands of acres of concave mirrors that magnify the sun toward 3 towers, heat up the liquid in there and turn turbines. But they weren't anticipating that there would be hundreds and thousands of what they would call flamers, because when the birds fly through, if they survive the windmills, then they hit that magnified sun, explode in flame, and down they go, bird guts all over the mirrors. So that takes some cleaning up. This is the green stuff that's just out of control.
That got weird at the end. I don't know why the guts there, but anyway, this is the green stuff. I don't know if he's still talking about the guts, or if he's being even more dismissive of the Green New Deal than Nancy Pelosi famously was. But anyway, that is Louie Gohmert, one-upping that straight-faced OAN reporter with her flowers on the side of the road, in talking about the flamers, the fact that you say you want renewable energy, clean energy, but clean energy is mass bird murder, if you even believe that birds are real. So here is the most surprising thing. No, Brett, you can respond. I'm gonna tell you what I was shocked to find out. But first, what's your reaction to the flamers comment?
I love it. Louie Gohmert's like, there's birds on fire. Their guts getting all over my solar farms.
They got another one.
What's your complaint? Like, for all the time they're like, I can't believe the tiger shrimp are the reason we can't put this dam here and flood a town. Now they're like, save the flamers. Save the birds. I don't want to have to clean up that mess. At the same breath, she's like, they care about, I can't believe they care about like roadkill. And then they're like, how dare there be hot birds, hot wings everywhere. Hashtag hot wings for all. Like, what's your complaint? Like, what are you mad? Like,
it's very convenient. They care about the dead birds. But here is the most shocking thing you will hear on this episode of season 1 of the Damage Report, or possibly any other episode in this season. Everything Louie Gohmert said there, not everything, most of what he said there is true.
Yeah,
I was shocked to find out there are some gaps there and some issues we'll get into. But a 2014 report by CBS looked at a solar facility in California's Mojave Desert where roughly 6,000 birds die each year. The report cited a federal investigation of 3 Southern California solar facilities that they said act as a mega trap, attracting insects, which in turn attract insect-eating birds, which are then incapacitated. No word on why the insects don't turn into flamers. And anyway, in this report, the birds were referred to as streamers, which is, and I did research, the closest I was able to find in any of this to flamers. So I don't know where the flamers come from. I don't know if he'd recently eaten at Kenny Rogers Roasters. I don't know. But anyway,
John, you know, a Republican
he's stupid
congressperson using that word.
No,
I feel like
it can't be.
So listen. My dad, there used to be this electronics store called The Good Guys, and my dad would be like, the 2 guys. We have the 2 guys. Can we go to the 2? Is it the 2 guys? Is it the best 2? Like, you kind of mix things that are kind of floating around in your mind if you can't exactly remember it. And so he couldn't remember streamers. So he dropped another word that sounded like it that was already in his vocab.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I get what you're saying. No word yet on who his favorite Twitch flamers are. We've got some coming up later on TYT actually. Anyway, so look, that was the 6,000. According to a study from back in 2016, roughly 140,000 birds die annually in the United States because of solar power plants. So there's a lot of streamers out there, a lot of flamers. Here's the thing. Everything he said other than the flamers thing is true, and even more surprising, references actual studies, which I don't think he's ever done before. However, this is an instance of where technically telling the truth actually takes you a long way away from the truth. Because while yes, these birds do die from solar plants, that does not mean we shouldn't have solar plants or that solar plants are worse than the alternative, which they are not. In 2006, fossil fuel plants caused the deaths of 14.5 million birds in the United States, which is just crazy. So what it actually works out to is, and obviously this is going to be a bit of loose science here, but this is an actual study. I'm taking this from Contextualizing Avian Morality in 2009, a study by Benjamin Sovacool, who found that wind farms and nuclear power stations are responsible for between 0.3 and 0.4 bird deaths per gigawatt hour, while fossil fuel power stations are responsible for about 5.2 fatalities per gigawatt hour, a far higher rate. So look, if you want to come away from this thinking, my God, every way we make power kills a lot of birds, I get that, and you're right. But this is clearly better than what we have right now, and no mention of that is made by Louie Gohmert or the woman he was talking to.
There's a special category of like Newsmax host at this point. There's another video that's going around where they just cast who they think is a version of a Fox host. So you get Marjorie Taylor Greene on one of these in the last 24 hours. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Louie Gohmert, and a random like vax paranoiac who says that they're magnetized. And you have to see this person who's just like reading a script. Wait,
no emotion.
Wait, no, they have to agree with the person on camera with them, but just like not expecting the thing that this Congress person, the kind of people that they wanted to interact with on a daily basis when they started pursuing a career in broadcast. They're against the crazies of them. And they're like, I went to journalism school. Granted, all these skills would apply to a travel show, but I know how to read a prompter. Why is it this crazy?
Why am I talking about flamers?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.